nuclear wastewater from Japan is still a hazard, and Japan is saying sorry, but we have to dump this Fukushima radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean. Humans Are Free reports Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga says the Japanese government has put off figuring out what to do with all of the contaminated water building up at the destroyed Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant for long enough. He said it's time to start dumping it into the ocean. That's because they say they have no more space to store it. Now, Suga's hand is forced given that the plant will soon run out of space to store the contaminated groundwater seeping into the facility, and he's framing the controversial plan to release the water into the Pacific Ocean as unavoidable, he says. Japanese officials have been debating how to best contain the radioactive water at Fukushima plant for years, but the plan that seems to have stuck is to purify the water as best as possible, dilute the radioactive tritium that persists even after the cleaning process, and to dump it over the course of 30 years. What to do with the treated water is a task that the government can no longer put off without setting a policy, Japanese Trade Minister Hiroshi Kajiyama told reporters on Wednesday. As we know, radioactive water has been reaching the west coast of the United States, impacting fisheries and all types of fish. This is the wildlife in Fukushima, as you can know. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Okay, now Daiichi says it doesn't have enough storage space. Why doesn't Japan, the government of Japan, issue storage space? Because when they discharge all this radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean, you can understand how many countries this will impact, if not the whole world. Now, outside the government halls, the plan is still considerably unpopular, obviously, especially among fishers who are concerned no one will want to buy the fish caught in the radioactive water. No kidding. Now, we know that beautiful Pacific fish reach the whole world. Who will want to eat that fish? Nobody, obviously. Reasonably so, since 15 countries and regions still restrict imports from the Fukushima prefecture. Suga is expected to make a formal decision on the release by next Tuesday. If the government proceeds, the plan will be to dilute the tritium down to just 2.5% of the maximum concentration allowed by national standards before dumping it into the Pacific Ocean. That means Japanese officials say the water won't be dangerous to people, though only time will tell how much people trust in their statements. This is on from Japan Times, Strange Sounds, and Humans Are Free. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Leave your comments and thank you for your support.